All right, hi everybody. Um, Let me turn this around so you all can see what I'm talking about. All right, I hope everybody can see what I'm talking about. I received this in a text today from somebody about the Board of Cosmetology in Minnesota. As you can see, the Board of Cosmetology is sending out citations coming into hair braider salons and telling you to come in, sending you a letter to cease and desist in the state of Minnesota. So I just want you all to know and see what it looks like. This was sent out July 18th, 2019. Let's get more into this. Now, the girl responded to the Board of Cosmetology telling them that she did not do these services because she had previously a cosmetology license that had expired over 5 years ago. So then within 2 years of she went and got a hair braider's registration through the same Board of Cosmetology. However, when the repeal was going down, they went in and inspected her salon. And that's what we're finna talk about. So you will know how to handle if they come into your salon and try to inspect you. The Minnesota Board of Cosmetology Complaint Committee has reviewed the complaint filed against you, including your response to the complaint. Although you stated in your response to the complaint that you were operating under a hair braider's registration and not required to obtain an active cosmetology operator's license, the investigation found an abundance of evidence proving you were providing services in the fall that in services that fall within the scope of cosmetology, such as hair cutting, coloring, and chemical straightening of human hair. Currently, the Board of Cosmetology, and then they go on and tell you more about what hair braiding is, and that you can have down here, if we skip to the last sentence, that hair braiding includes customized wigs, natural hair fibers and extensions, and so on. Hair braiding includes tropical agents, okay? You get to get conditioners and shampoos, okay? Hair braiding does not include penetrating chemicals, okay? Because it's two different kinds of chemicals, penetrators and depositors. Now, when you get down here, they say, therefore, under this rule, it defines hair braiding and the hair braiding services are unregulated, and these services will not require an active cosmetology occupational license. Operator's license, I'm sorry. However, the scope of cosmetology and the practice of cosmetology includes shampooing. So they want to tell her she can't shampoo, but just up in the top sentence, it said you get shampoo, right? They say you can't do shampooing, conditioning, cutting, clipping, coloring, dressing, processing, shaping, straightening, bleaching, tinning, styling, no blow drying. And we know all these blow dry boys out here. Why ain't they having these $700 fines? You can't do no waving of a person's hair, eyebrows, or eyelashes. B. No styling, cutting, or coloring of a wig on a person's head. The Board of Cosmetology is trying to say now that they covered the wigs that somebody putting on your head that may be human hair that you want them to cut and curl. They say they supposed to do it. You can't use a razor to remove hair from the head, face, or neck. Okay, so you can't do them razor eyebrow arching, even though they cover the waxing, but you may want to do razor. Then they say other services for cosmetic care of the hair, head, and scalp. Oh, I missed one. C. I forgot to tell you that one. You can't clean your own head. You can't do no cleaning, massaging, or stimulating of the scalp. A hair braider can't do none of that. This is what they finding her for. So let's go on to the next one. In the next one, when we get to number page 2, it say, therefore, under that same law, a person must hold an individual license to practice in the state of cosmetology, estheticians, nail, eyelashes, advanced esthetician, manager, instructor, and an active cosmetology license will require you to provide these services. Just to shampoo her, cleanse her, to do a massage, all these different things to a head, can't do an eyebrow, you can't do nothing. All they trying to say is these people can't do nothing but just braid her. Okay? So they say after reviewing the case, the complaint committee determined that sufficient evidence was found that you provided regulated services such as cutting hair and all these chemical things. This and really what it is that you provided these chemicals straightening of human hair at a beauty salon. See, because she using the word beauty salon, this is how they able to come in her to salon. This is why I worded this way, to get you and whoever else that's here on this video to see that this is why I worded this video this way. This is a serious violation of Minnesota, this, that, and the other, which is a statute that a licensee whose renewed license has been issued by the board by the end of the business day on the expiration date is not authorized to practice after the expiration date until the license is issued, and an unlicensed practice after the expiration date is subject to inspection penalties under this statute and disciplinary provisions described in the Minnesota statutes. So that law right there, that rule is affecting people that are cosmetologists and don't want to use cosmetic chemicals no more. However, they want to be a hair braider. So they're going against the court order ruling from Judge Isabella Gomez for hair braiders and natural hairstylists that you get scissors, you get curling irons, you get all these things in the simple hair devices. You get that needle that you always hear me talk about for the soda weave on the head. So they trying to tell you once you get these things on someone's head, you have no more scope under them to finish the style. You got to go to a cosmetologist, which is not correct. Okay? The complaint committee consists of 3 board members reviewed the complaint to determine whether the disciplinary or corrective actions is warranted. As a result, the complaint committee imposed a $700 civil penalty on July 15, 2019. Do y'all hear me? So the Institute of Justice is running around here doing all this, breaking us off, getting all these deregulations taken away, and these people went right back, right behind them and said, okay, we're going to fine her this much. Then it says, for operating an expired operator license, note that the Minnesota statute the Minnesota statute 555 provides that the board may assess a civil penalty up to $2,000 per violation. So now they scaring her again with going to jail, going to court, all this crap. This matter may be resolved without a hearing provided by the Minnesota rule for voluntarily entering into an agreement with the Board of Cosmetology in the matter and is not resolved with the settlement agreement. The board may proceed to administrative hearing before the administrative judge. If I was her, I would go straight to the administrative judge because she don't have to go into agreement. But no, you all finna see in the next section she went to the agreement. Right here, a settlement agreement is enclosed. Please return both the copies signed and settled agreement with $700 penalty with a cashier's check no later than August of 2019. If you need payment arrangements. Now, why would I don't nobody need no payment arrangement. That's why I come out and paid you enough. They say send it in notarized and all of this. Now let's go to the real meat and bones. In the real meat and bones, this is the citation that they sent out. In this citation, They says the facts of the citation is going to be that the respondent initially was issued a cosmetologist license. Okay, she was issued a cosmetology operator license in the state of Minnesota on June 30th of 2013. The respondent got a cosmetology expired license and was not renewed. So she did not renew that license in 2013. It's fast forward, it's 2019. So she also went and got her braider's license in 2018, and it was issued to her in the state of Minnesota. Now that license was still active. They don't say that on her, that her braider's license is active. Okay, and a hair braider can voluntarily register with the state. They didn't have to. Now they have to register with the Eco Hair Braiders Association, but they didn't used to have to. And that's why they are attacking her, because she don't have her protection in her window. On July 10th of 2019, the board received a public file complaint alleging, not a public file complaint, alleging that she was operating an unlicensed salon and provided regulated cosmetology services such as cutting hair, coloring, and human hair without an active operator's cosmetology license. Remember, it's an old license. Okay, then, and they said this was alleged that she was doing this. They didn't say that she did this up on the client head and the client reported it. They didn't say that the client said she cut their hair wrong, she colored their hair wrong, she did any of these things to their human hair wrong. Now, they go on and say that she also filed another on, they also found that sufficient online evidence that the respondent was providing regulatory cosmetology services such as hair cutting, human hair, coloring human hair and chemical hair, straightening human hair for at least 1 year at the salon. Okay? So at the salon, this is what they're trying to say she was doing at this beauty salon. That's the wording they have. Now, if she was doing this at the salon, what do you mean it's online? It's online how? You didn't get to see her getting paid for this. This services, they have to see her getting paid for these services, okay? Now it goes on and say the beauty salon was inspected by the board for 4 violations. Okay, unlicensed practitioner in the salon, work area sink inadequate, not present, okay, new implement, disinfectant implement, or linen stored improperly, and use implement or linen in stored or labeled container. The inspection also found an appointment book with the appointment book for a 30-volume color wash, as well as a price list advertised for cutting services. It doesn't matter if they found anything. They wasn't supposed to be in her shop by her being a hair braider, but no, they are because of this beauty salon language. Okay? Then they say that the violations of the respondent admits to the facts of the above violations from these statutes and these laws is sufficient grounds for action specified below. Now, these are the actions that they want to specify below. That they want to agree to any issue of the order in accordance with the following terms. They want a cease and desist order. Now, you got a cosmetology license. You got a hair braider's license. You got your own salon again. And these people want you to stop doing hair, period. You can't do nothing. Okay? Then they want you to do the civil penalty. The civil penalty must be paid in full and verified in order to maintain an active license, renew a license, apply for a new license. Respondent must pay to the board for civil penalty of $700 cashier's check and money order payable to the Board of Cosmetology. Not only that, she got to go back to school because her license been lapsed for over 5 years. Her license been lapsed, so she got to go back to school. She can't even do reactivation. Okay, licensing action. At the time of any application to reapply for licensure, any renewal of license, the respondent the respondent will be required to meet all of the requirements for licensure per Minnesota rules, including the requirement the agreement does not exempt the respondent from full compliance with any licensure requirements related to current and future licenses. Meaning they telling her now that nope, we don't care about you had already been to school. You gonna go back to school. You gonna do what's written in the law, and you gonna have the hair braiders. They just want more money, more money, more money. Okay, now they say that she waived her right if she go ahead and sign this settlement. She waives all procedures and proceedings before the board as a respondent and may be entitled under the United States Constitution and the states and all of this. Okay? If she signs this. In the collections, this says in an event of the order becomes final, the respondent does not comply, right, to the conditions in the paragraph above, the respondent agrees that the board will file enforce an unpaid portion of a civil penalty as a judgment without further notice or additional proceedings. So they're going to put a judgment on her name for the $700, even though she already been to school to get a license. She done been to school again and got a hair braider's license. Now they're going to do $700, okay? Now, the board rejection of the settlement agreement in the cease and desist order. In the event the board, in the discretion, does not approve the settlement agreement in the cease and desist order, the settlement agreement shall be null and void and shall be used for any purpose by either party hereto. Oh no, it says shall not be used. If the settlement agreement is not approved and the and the contested case, okay, the contested case proceedings is initiated pursuit going to court, the respondent agrees not to object to the board initiation of the proceedings in the hearing of the case on the basis that the board has become disqualified due to the review of considerations of the settlement and the record. No, they fucking disqualified because they not supposed to go in a hair braiding shop and fuck with them at all. Okay? But no, they messing with people's stuff, so I'm blasting everybody. I'm putting this on a fucking YouTube live, and I'm letting everybody know that these people are not on your team. They telling you to go and get a hair braid, get off, and you gonna have your shop. No, you not, because the Board of Cosmetology is gonna come out, and they gonna send you a cease and desist order, and you gonna need to know how to protect yourself. Then they go on to say that the data that they gonna collect, in this data collection, they gonna go and give it away. People can get it. So you can get it. You can do what you want to do with it once you find out that she got this settlements and all these things. It's it's public information. So under the Data Act, the settlement, the cease and desist order is classified as public data upon the issuance of the board. All documents in the record shall maintain the data classification. All documents, now let's get back to that, shall maintain the classification to which they are entitled under the data practices. They shall not, to the extent they are not already public documents, be public merely because they are a reference therein. Executed disciplinary actions are available on the board's website, and a summary of the information may be reported to the board's newspaper. Public discipline records may also be shared with other states, okay? The Cosmetology Licensing Agency. So when she go to try to get another license in another state, they licensing agency gonna tell her no. She gotta go all this stuff, okay? Because they gonna share it. They gonna send it to them. Now, unregulated unrelated violations. This settlement shall not in any way or manner limited to affected authority of the Board of Cosmetology to proceed against the respondent by initiating and contesting case hearing or by other appropriate means on the basis of any act of conduct and mission of respondents justifying disciplinary actions which occurred before or after the date of this settlement and which is not directly related to the specific facts and circumstances set forth therein, meaning they'll come back again if they want to, right? Entire agreement, okay? The respondent has read. So you're going to say, yeah, you agree to this. Respondent has read and understood and agreed to the settlement agreement and cease and desist order. Now, why? And is freely, voluntarily to sign it. No, the hell she not. She shouldn't sign none of that shit. This settlement agreement and cease and desist order contains the entire agreement between the parties. The respondent is not relying on any other agreement or representations of any kind of verbal or otherwise. Counsel. The respondent is the word that the respondent may choose counsel to represent her in this matter. Service. If approved by the board, a copy of the settlement and the cease and desist order shall be served personally or by first-class mail to the respondent. The respondent agreement shall be in effect and deemed issued when it's signed by the executive director of the board, meaning Gina Fast motherfucking ass. But I'm here telling you right now, she shouldn't sign nothing that these motherfuckers got, and she need to go get her a lawyer because they cannot do what they're doing. They trying to make her go back to school for the damn $20,000, what the Institute of Justice saying that they fighting for. So I also want to show y'all this next piece, okay? This is where they tell her to submit her stuff to for the order to comply. I don't even think cosmetologists know that these motherfuckers then went and got a portal. And excuse my language for some of this stuff, but I'm just so upset. When you get a citation now, what they want you to do is come to their Board of Cosmetology portal after the inspector come out to your shop. Then they gon' want you to upload it. Your order to comply can be completed online. To complete your order to comply, review each violation and inspector's note, then carefully explain the steps the salon owner or designated licensed salon manager took to correct the violations by typing your responses in the boxes provided. You may attach photos to your responses using either your smartphone, tablet, or computer. You must respond to each violation prior to submitting your OTC. Now, she got to have a license number. She don't even have no license number. Remember, she was expired over 7 years, so they say they don't keep your license for over 7 years. So now they want her to upload a license number or either upload her Braider registration number, remember, which they repealed. Then she got to put who the inspector was, what was her business name, what was the violation, what was the inspector's notes. You can't just go in there and write your own notes. You got to remember what the fuck this person wrote down and write their notes too. Then submit photos of your shop. Now, remember back when we was in the data practices, it said that everything that they get, they can get it to the public, and they can use it again when they get ready to come back for other unrelated violations. So why in the hell would she submit some more photos to these people and give these people anything? And I don't believe that y'all should either, because this was never wrote in the rules. I don't remember going to a rule meeting about this. And nobody telling me about now you gotta start uploading shit. No, they stole basically our idea for what her braiders would need to do anyway, and now are implementing it on cosmetologists. Because I wrote this in my amendment when I went there for legislation in April. Okay, now they say by typing my name below and clicking to submit, I'm signing this and I agree to submit this OTC and certify that my responses are true and accurate to the best of my knowledge, and I also certify. Okay, now I am the salon owner. I'm the designated licensed salon manager. I made the corrections I stated in the responses above. I have read and understand my inspection report. I understand this pursuit of this statute. I understand that I may be re-inspected at in which time a re-inspection fee may apply. Now they gonna come give you a fee if you ain't going to take down the word salon, because they shouldn't even be in your shop. They don't got no client that said you did a chemical service. All they got is some stuff off the internet, talking about online, a picture that ain't even been copyrighted, and a person that don't have a receipt that say they paid you. The law say that you have to receive compensation or money to get this to be a professional, and that the board of cosmetology can come after you, because these services are sold anywhere and anybody can cut their family hair and clean their family hair, massage their family hair. The board of cosmetology has gone too far, and this $700 fine on this young lady is not right. And if I was her, I would not. I'm telling you right now, everybody that I know, that I ever met, that I love, I'm telling them now today not to sign anything with the board of cosmetology, and not to allow them to get away with doing the stuff that they doing. Now, I'm just letting y'all know. I'm here. I'm in my house not doing nothing. And I want y'all to know this. Bye.